If you want to learn more about the Personality Path Enneagram Test, stick around. We're going to talk about that in this video. Hey guys, Jordan here again. I am an author and destiny catalyzer. I help people figure out their life purpose with the power of self-discovery because that's where it starts. So if you're brand new to self-discovery or maybe you've taken hundreds of personality tests, stick around because we're going to talk about one more that you can take. This one is the Personality Path Enneagram Test. I'm going to give you my review of the test, and then we're going to look at my results at the end, and then you can decide for yourself whether you want to take the test and how much stock you want to put into it, and start thinking about what you can actually do with the test, because that is the most important thing that you can do after you take these tests, is actually do something with them. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, but first of all, let's just go through here. I like the initial setup. I like that it describes how to take the test here. Instructions for taking the Enneagram test. There's a lot of times where you go just jump in the test and you're like, what? How do I take that? Even if you're familiar, there can be things that pop up that you're not 100% sure. Really easy, if you're wondering whether you should click the free start test button, they put some reviews here, editorials for you. Maybe not editorials, but just testimonials. That's the word we're looking for. But yeah, there's not much on this homepage here. There's some questions about the Enneagram. Looks like you can go through those, and if you had questions before you take the test, I think it's just worth it just to jump right in here. So that's what we're going to do. And like I said in this video, I'm not going to show me answering all the questions. We're going to skip to the results. All right, I finished taking the test, and we're going to talk about this a little bit. I enjoyed taking the test. I thought the questions were clear and easy to answer. My only gripe was that there was one question at a time, and it loaded in about a second, but sometimes that just feels like a little too much when you have to click, 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 click. I like the tests that have like 5 or 6 questions on one page, but minor gripe. Otherwise, like the test, like the presentation of the website and how it does everything. I will say right off the bat that it's always important, and I say this in all my videos, to compare what you get as a result whenever you take a new test online. Compare it to what you know about yourself and what other tests say about you. One of my biggest gripes with the Enneagram and why I've been back and forth with whether I like this test or not. Every time I take the Enneagram test, whether it's on different websites or whatever, I always get a different result for whatever reason. When I take the Myers-Briggs, I consistently type as an INFJ, but when I take the Enneagram, it's always throwing just different types at me. So there's just like this distrust that I have for the Enneagram. It may work for you, so there's a lot of people out there that really love it. I tend to be more of a Clifton Strengths kind of guy who prefers to focus on the positive, where the Enneagram is the other end. It's what you really need to work on and what you struggle with, like what the darkness is inside of you that you need to overcome. That's more of what the Enneagram pushes for. So you can see my results here. I got 3, 2, and 8, which for me is, I remember getting, I think, a 4, 7, and a 3 on one test that I did. And generally when I look at the types myself, when I look through them, I feel like I most closely match the 4. It's interesting that it shows me that a result, like my 3 is, the 3 is the top result here. But I like how it lays it out. I think it's pretty cool. It gives you the percentage for each type. Instead of just saying that you are definitely, a 3, it gives you a percentage here. I just find it interesting that the one that I think I am, the one that when I look at the descriptions that I feel most closely resonates with other tests that I've taken, most closely resonates with me, is not even on here. So I think twofold with that. The part one is this test accurate? Maybe not. And then the second question is, it's always good to be aware when you do get results that are completely different, because maybe this is highlighting some kind of truth in me that maybe I don't want to admit, or maybe I don't like about myself. I think it's always a potential part of these things that is, worthwhile to go through. All right, but let's scroll through the test here and see what it gives you. I like that it gives a short description of the 3 here, and also how I scored for all the other types. I think that's really cool, because then it's like, okay, I feel like, I'm a 4, and let's look at this. Okay, so I'm definitely not a 6. I think that probably fits. Thrive on security and stability. Reliable, preparing for potential problems. Yeah, I see that as like something I'm not. And then it's just so interesting that it gives me the top score of, let's scroll back up here and see. A lot of effort to achieving goals. So I definitely have that. Crafting an image to be admired for what they accomplish. I think, so that's definitely something that may strike to the heart of what I was just talking about, in something that I may do but may not want to admit. I don't know. I don't necessarily see that completely. I don't have like a desire to be admired, but maybe, part of why I do what I do could be part of that. So it's good to question that whenever you get these things. Is this highlighting something about myself? So I like how they put all the results there. I think that's really interesting and really helpful. Interesting that I'm only a 59% match for a 4. This description, even on this website, this description I feel like matches me very well. I have not read through all these other ones here. Let's see which other one did I get high on. Let's read that description and see. 2 and 8. 2 and 8, that's interesting. 2 is focused on people and relationships. Yeah, I can see that. Definitely not that as far as like a main, but master well being strong, sheer willpower, and have no problem with confrontation. I mean, there's that part of me that I don't mind confrontation because I know what it can accomplish, but I don't necessarily like it either as much as an 8 would. So Enneagram 3 personality in depth, driven, efficient, and enterprising. I can see those things. So I mean, maybe performers. Ooh, what was this one called? Let's scroll back up. I actually want to see. What did they call it? Oh no, they just called it a 3. Okay, just gives you a short description, gives you some strengths. Let's see, as I always like to see, if it gives me any action steps or ideas of things that I can do. Motivates. Heart group of the Enneagram, 2s and 4s. Okay, so that puts me in the right heart group. And I have another video on the Enneagram that I'll link to in the description that talks a little bit more about each type. When you take the test, definitely let me know. Would love to hear your results and how this was helpful. And if you do get the premium profile, please just type a comment below and let us know how that was. Always curious about those things. Otherwise, enjoy this test. Like this video, as I said, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and then touch base with any questions. Happy to help in any way that I can. Have a good one.